Welcome back to Inherited Dawn, the one and only place for your weekly One Piece breakdown.
Today, we're diving into Chapter 191, The Woman Who Controls the Weather.
And what a title, because this is the chapter where Nami goes from running for her life to making a trained assassin question everything. We see the reveal of one of the most creative, most personalized weapons in the entire series. This is an all-timer glow-up chapter.
A weapon that starts out as essentially a magic trick kit, and in doing so, it perfectly encapsulates the mind of its creator.
It's the ultimate glow-up. If you want to follow along as every single Straw Hat finds the exact thing that makes them a monster on the Grand Line, make sure you're part of our crew here. Following us is the best way to catch every single piece of Oda's brilliant puzzle. Now, let's get into it, because Nami is in some serious trouble.
She is. We open with her being completely cornered by Miss Doublefinger, who is just toying with her. The panels are drawn to make Nami look small, trapped. The architecture of the city is closing in on her, and Miss Doublefinger is positioned above her, looking down. It's a classic predator-prey setup.
The disrespect is off the charts. She's calling Nami's attempts a magic show, and honestly, she's not wrong at this point. Nami is just desperately trying anything, cycling through the settings on this new staff Usopp gave her. It's pure panic. You can see it in her eyes. She's not fighting, she's flailing.
Miss Doublefinger is offering her a slow and painless death, which is a perfect distillation of the Baroque works officer-agent mindset. It's not about efficiency. It's not about the mission, not really. It's about psychological dominance. It's a performative cruelty. She's enjoying this, and she wants Nami to know she's enjoying it.
It reminds me of Mr. 3 in Little Garden. All these officer agents, they love the sound of their own voices. They need to monologue to explain how clever and superior they are before they finish the job. It's their biggest weakness, and thank goodness for it.
It's a very specific brand of arrogance. They believe their devil fruits make them invincible, so they see no need for haste. They want to savor the moment of their victim's despair.
Nami's not backing down, though. She's got that Straw Hat spirit. She's got that fire she found back in Arlong Park. She knows she's outmatched. She knows she's basically holding a toy. But if there's even a 1% chance one of these buttons does something useful, she's gonna push it.
She tries an attack called Thunder Tempo. It sounds promising. The name itself implies a powerful electrical attack. You see the panel focus on her finger pressing the button, the name of the attack in a flashy font. Oda is building the expectation.
It sounds like it's going to be devastating. I mean, thunder. That sounds like some serious power. And then, a boxing glove pops out on a spring. A tiny, cartoonish red boxing glove. Boing!
Which Miss Doublefinger just casually smacks aside with the back of her hand, without even looking. The contempt in that single motion is palpable. And then she follows it up by cutting Nami on the cheek. A small cut, but it's the first blood of the fight.
I can hear Usopp's laughter echoing from 1,000 miles away. He built a weapon for a life-or-death battle in a desert kingdom against a secret organization of assassins and decided, you know what this needs? A classic gag. It's so absurdly perfectly him.
It says so much about his mindset when he built this. He either didn't fully comprehend the danger Nami would be in, or, and I think this is more likely, he did, and this was his own weird way of trying to give her a moment of levity. Or maybe he thought a surprising gag could momentarily disorient an opponent. In his mind, the absurd is a tactical tool.
Well, Nami is not feeling the levity. The look on her face, it's this mix of shock, betrayal, and pure rage. She's mentally cursing Usopp's entire family tree. And she's bleeding now. This isn't a game. She's been wounded. The stakes are real and they just got raised. That little trickle of blood changes everything.
She is. This is when Miss Doublefinger decides to stop playing. The magic show is over. We see her using her devil fruit, the spike fruit, in a genuinely creepy way.
Oh, it's horrifying. She's upside down, clinging to a platform with her spikes, looking like some kind of human urchin or a bizarre demonic bat. It's a really unsettling visual. Oda excels at making devil fruit abilities look monstrous when he wants to. She's not just a woman who uses spikes, she can become a creature of spikes.
Then she launches the Stinger Hedgehog attack. Her hair turns into a mass of long, sharp needles, and she fires them. It's not just a single projectile. It's a storm of spikes chasing Nami down, clattering against the stone street like deadly rain.
It's a full-on area of effect attack. There's nowhere to run. It forces Nami into a building, and for a moment it seems like she's just delaying the inevitable. The room is a dead end. But then she does something incredibly clever.
Yes, this is the first flash of what's to come. This is Nami Prime. She uses her cloth, her sash, to misdirect the spike storm. She throws it in one direction, making Miss Doublefinger think she's gone that way.
She fakes one way and goes the other. It's a simple feint, but under that kind of pressure, with 1,000 needles about to turn you into a pincushion, to have the presence of mind to do that, that's super.
It's the first time in this fight she uses the environment and pure cunning to outsmart her opponent. It's not about power, it's about wit. And what's interesting is that Miss Doublefinger actually acknowledges it. She stops and praises her. Not bad, she says.
She does. She realizes Nami isn't a complete amateur, and that's the key, right? Nami's greatest weapon has always been her brain. Before she could fight, she could think. We saw it against Buggy's crew. We saw it in how she navigated the reverse mountain. We see it every single day on the ship.
She's a navigator. Her entire skill set is based on reading subtle cues in the environment. Wind, currents, clouds, and charting a course through danger. She just applied that exact thinking to a fight. Miss Doublefinger created a storm of spikes, and Nami charted a safe path through it.
She found the safe path through the storm, and it buys her just enough time to hide behind some crates and catch her breath. Her heart is pounding. You can see the sweat and blood on her face. She's at her absolute limit.
And this is the moment, the turning point of the entire battle. She's desperate, hurt, and cornered. She pulls out the instructions Usopp wrote for her one more time, the paper now crinkled and worn.
She's thinking, there has to be something I missed. There's gotta be more than party poppers and boxing gloves. This can't be all Usopp gave me. Please, let there be something else.
And there is. She discovers that the list of attacks she's been using, the ones with the impressive names like Thunder Tempo, were, as Usopp wrote, only for parties and entertainment.
Bro, my head exploded. I was laughing so hard my sides hurt. Usopp put the party tricks on the front page. He made a separate, clearly marked section for entertainment purposes, complete with little cheerful drawings, and that's what Nami has been using this whole time in a fight to the death.
To be fair to Nami, in a high-stress, life-or-death situation, you probably just read from the top. You don't expect the instruction manual for a weapon to have a just for laughs section. You assume page 1 is the important stuff.
It is the most Usopp thing in the history of Usopp. He invented a weather-controlling super weapon, and his first thought was, how can I make this thing produce a small, harmless bird that pops out on a spring? It's his entire personality distilled into an instruction manual. He's equal parts genius and goofball.
But for Nami, finding this is like finding a key to a locked room she didn't even know existed. You see the entire energy shift in the panels. When Miss Doublefinger finds her behind the crates, Nami isn't cowering anymore.
Not at all. She stands up. We get this incredible shot of her, no longer hiding. She confronts her, and she says she shouldn't be treated like a little girl. The fear is gone, and it's been replaced by understanding. The confidence is back.
Because the power-up wasn't a physical transformation. It wasn't some sudden burst of power. It was information. Knowledge is her power. It's so perfectly, fundamentally Nami. She didn't get stronger, she got smarter.
And now we get the breakdown of what this thing actually does. The Clima-Tact. It's not magic at all, it's science. Pure, beautiful, chaotic science.
It's meteorology, to be precise. The staff is made of 3 pieces, or batons, and each one can produce a different type of bubble containing a pocket of air with specific properties.
You've got the heat ball, which creates a bubble of hot air, the cool ball, which creates a bubble of cold air, and the thunder ball, which creates a bubble of electrical air for a little electric shock.
Oda is literally weaponizing the basic principles of weather, temperature, humidity, and electricity. It's brilliant because it feels earned. It's not a power that came from nowhere. It's rooted in the very thing that defines Nami as a character.
It's not just some random power he gave her. He didn't just have her eat a devil fruit. He looked at her core identity, a world-class navigator who understands the weather better than anyone alive, and built her fighting style out of that. It's an extension of who she already is, and that's why it works so well. It's like how Sanji's fighting style is an extension of his time in the kitchen. It's perfect character design.
But just because she understands the theory doesn't mean she's mastered the application. The new instructions are a guide, not a substitute for experience. And Miss Doublefinger isn't waiting for her to study.
Nope. While Nami is processing all this new information, Miss Doublefinger catches up to her and grows spikes from her feet, and one of them pierces Nami right through the leg.
It's a crucial detail. This new knowledge doesn't make her invincible. It doesn't give her super speed or a tough body. She's still fighting a trained assassin who is faster and stronger than her. She's still bleeding. She's still in immense pain. The stakes haven't vanished. They've just been redefined.
It keeps the tension sky high. She has the tools now, but she's got to figure out how to use them while actively dodging a woman made of daggers. It's like getting the instruction manual for a new ship in the middle of a typhoon.
She's running, trying to think, trying to put the pieces together. The heat, the cold, the electricity. How do they combine? And in a moment of pure desperation, as Miss Doublefinger lunges again, she just throws the staff.
She throws it and yells, "Cyclone tempo," and it actually works. She combines a heat ball and a cool ball, and the clashing air temperatures create a powerful gust of wind.
It works spectacularly. A huge gust of wind erupts from the staff, creating a mini cyclone inside the building. It's powerful enough to blast Miss Doublefinger back, crashing her into a pile of crates.
That's the first real damage she's done all fight. She did it. She put it together on the fly, a heat ball and a cool ball. The rapid temperature change creates a massive air current. It's basic physics weaponized. It's super.
And then the staff, caught in the cyclone it created, flies right back into her hand like a boomerang. It's a small detail, but it's one of my favorites.
Such a nice touch. It gives the weapon a personality. It feels like it's working with her, like it's a partner. It's not just a stick anymore. It's her Clima-Tact.
And Nami's reaction is perfect. She's not patting herself on the back. She's not celebrating her own victory. She's in awe of Usopp.
She is. She looks at the staff and says, "That idiot, he made something incredible." She realizes he built this unbelievable thing and didn't even understand its full potential. He called this powerful gust of wind that just knocked a trained assassin across a room, a party trick for cheering people up.
I think this moment is fundamental for their relationship. Nami has often been the pragmatic one, the one who sees Usopp as a liability, as someone to be protected. Here, she's realizing his specific brand of genius is her strength. His imagination, which she often dismisses as foolishness, is now the source of her power. It elevates him in her eyes, and by extension, in ours.
He's not just the liar or the coward anymore. He's the guy who armed the Straw Hat Crew's Navigator with the sky itself. He's the mad scientist of the crew. The potential is there.
And then she finds the instructions for the ultimate attack, the tornado tempo. The description Usopp has written is dramatic and a little chilling.
The description is chilling. He wrote, "Any human could not get back up from it." That sounds like a guaranteed one-hit KO. That sounds like a finishing move, the ultimate weapon.
But then comes the classic Usopp fine print. After that bold claim, he adds in smaller text that it's a hit-or-miss last resort technique.
Of course it is. Of course. He's never going to create something that's just a simple "I win" button. There's always a risk, always a catch. It's powerful but unreliable, just like its creator. It has his heart in it, his insecurities and his bravado all rolled into one.
And Miss Doublefinger gets back up, and she is furious now. The game is over. The toying has stopped. She's done playing. She rushes Nami, who seems to just stand there, holding her Clima-Tact.
And she stabs her. We see the spikes go right through Nami's head and chest. For one horrible split second, reading this for the first time, my heart stopped. I thought that was it. I thought Oda really did it. That moment looks brutal.
But Nami just disappears.
She dissolves into a shimmer of heat like a desert haze. It was an illusion.
She reappears right next to a shocked Miss Doublefinger. It was an illusion, the Mirage tempo. Nami is standing there completely unharmed with this look of total confidence on her face.
And again, it's science. She used cool balls. In the hot, humid air of Arabasta, releasing pockets of extremely cold air would drastically change the air density in that specific spot. This change in density refracts the light passing through it, creating a visible distortion. It's a scientifically accurate mirage.
This is it. This is the moment Nami graduates. She's not just using brute force attacks like the Cyclone tempo. She is controlling the battlefield. She's manipulating her opponent's perception. She is using the environment itself as a weapon. This is absolutely super. She's not just a fighter now. She's a tactician, a battlefield controller.
It's the perfect culmination of everything in the chapter. She's taken the scientific principles Usopp provided, combined them with her own cleverness and understanding of the atmosphere, and created an effect that seems like magic. She's become a weather witch.
She fully understands the Clima-Tact now. Not just the buttons, but the potential. And the confidence is pouring off her. She points her staff at a stunned Miss Doublefinger and tells her to surrender while she still can. The tables haven't just turned, they've been flipped into orbit.
The arc from the beginning of this chapter to the end is one of the best single chapter developments for any character so far. She went from terrified prey, using a party toy, to a confident fighter who has her opponent completely off balance, all through the power of knowledge.
The fight isn't over, not by a long shot. Miss Doublefinger is still dangerous, but the roles have completely reversed. Nami is in control now. She's setting the tempo.
Speaking of control, Oda seems to have lost control of his horoscope this week. His author comment says, come on! What the heck? Capricorn is 6th this week? What the? A revolving door. That's the lucky item. Well, might as well go for a spin.
I love this man. In the middle of one of the most intense life or death arcs in the series, he's just worried about his weekly fortune and wants to find a revolving door. It's such a great reminder of the playful, sometimes silly spirit behind this epic story. It's what makes One Piece One Piece.
It keeps things grounded. Even as he's writing these incredible struggles of will and power, he's still just a guy reading his horoscope and being slightly disappointed by it. It's very human.
Absolutely. All right, that was a huge, super chapter for our favorite Navigator. If you think Nami's about to drop the storm of the century on Miss Doublefinger, let us know what you think that final blow will look like in the comments. We do read every single one.
So, what comes next? Predictions for chapter 192.
Okay, I've got a couple. First, I think Nami is absolutely going to use the tornado tempo. It's been set up as her ultimate move. But since Usopp called it a hit or miss attack, I think it's going to go wrong in a very Usopp way. It won't hit Miss Doublefinger directly. My guess is it'll be so powerful and uncontrollable that it brings the whole building down on top of her, ending the fight through chaotic collateral damage rather than a clean hit.
That feels very appropriate. The spirit of Usopp guiding the attack to be as clumsy as it is effective. A victory born from well-intentioned chaos.
Exactly. My second prediction is that we're going to check back in with Sanji. We haven't seen him for a bit since he got that call from Crocodile. I think we'll see him finally arriving at Rain Dinners, Crocodile's casino, but he won't just walk in the front door. He'll be in disguise. A ridiculous one, probably. Something with a fake mustache. The return of Mr. Prince.
Ooh, I like that. A nice callback to Little Garden and a confirmation that he's still operating in the shadows. My turn. I think Nami's next move won't be the tornado tempo. I think that's a red herring for now, the final ace up her sleeve. She's going to use a new combination first, something clever with the Thundergalls, now that she understands the system. Maybe she'll use heat and cool balls to create a small, localized rain cloud inside the building, making the air moist, and then use a thunderball to zap the water and paralyze Miss Doublefinger, a contained thunderstorm.
Using all three elements together, that's a good one. A micro thunderstorm. I love it. That feels like something a true weather witch would do.
Precisely. And for my second prediction, I think we'll get a very brief cutaway to Vivi. The focus has been on the crew's individual fights, but the clock is still ticking on the rebellion. I predict we'll see her trying to reason with the royal army, perhaps with Chaka by her side, only to get word that the rebel army has already started to march on Albarna. An agent of Baroque works will likely appear to spread some final piece of disinformation that pushes them over the edge. The situation will escalate dramatically, making the crew's victories even more urgent.
The time limit is about to run out. I can see that. That feels like Oda, reminding us of the bigger picture, right when we're focused on the small-scale fights. He tightens the screws on the whole situation.
The personal stakes and the national stakes about to collide in a perfect storm. We will see if we are right next time.
You bet we will. Until then, stay super, everyone.